Coming up on First at 4, funding comes through for a major project in Perry County, how it could help resolve water issues. Plus, we'll have a preview of Day 3 of the Democratic National Convention and how former President Trump is responding to sharp criticism from the Obamas.
Well, we broke one record this morning. Could we break some more over the next 24 hours? Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Huntsley. First at 4, several officials from multiple levels of government were in Eastern Kentucky today for an announcement regarding access to water in Perry County. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox is in Hazard with the details.
Funding for a $40 million project is in the completion stage. Officials announced more than $10 million is going toward transmission lines in Buckhorn. The lines will help move water from a planned treatment plant in Buckhorn. The water treatment plant and transmission lines add up to the $40 million project. Congressman Hal Rogers described the announcement as an emotional moment.
This is a heart-throbbing moment for Hazard, Perry County, and East Kentucky. For so many years, the community of Buckhorn has been without water for 30 days, perhaps. This will enable Buckhorn to have their own water treatment plant.
Officials say at least 11 grants were approved through several years for the $40 million project. Community members in Buckhorn for a long time received water from here in Hazard. That often led to issues. Now with this new project, officials look to fix those problems. In Hazard, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The more than $10 million grant is from the Economic Development Administration. Coming up at 6, we'll take a closer look at how this project impacts Perry County. Camp Lejeune is a military base in Jacksonville, North Carolina, where many veterans and their families were exposed to toxic water. In 2022, the Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics, or PACT Act, was passed. One section was the Camp Lejeune Justice Act, which gives veterans who served on the base in the 34-year period from 1953 to 1987 a federal solution. Survivors like Knott County native Brian Ambergy are now working toward an amendment.
Since this has been going on, they said we as Marines and Navy personnel should have been more diligent about what we drink on base. And you out in the field, you ain't got nothing else to drink but the water.
Ambergy says the water used for bathing on the base is also now known to have been toxic during the time period noted.
Well, we broke a record this morning. Some places woke up to temperatures in the 40s. Take a look here at some of the lows from this morning as we pull this up. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, 45 in Hazard, 53 in Jackson, 51 Manchester, 52 London, 46 in Clintwood, 46 in Grundy, as well as Wise. Pikeville went down to 48 degrees. It broke the old record set back in 2001. Here's the latest right now with live pinpoint Doppler radar. All is quiet across eastern Kentucky. This will get a break as we go into the next several days till we get to about Wednesday. Then rain chances will start to pick up. Right now we're seeing temperatures still in the 60s and 70s, 60 in Wise, 73 in Hazard and Jackson. Here's the deal with that temperature right here. Our record low high, as we mentioned yesterday, was 74. If 73 is the official high today, which right now it looks like it is, then we'll break the old record low high as set today. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll have that final result tonight at 11 once the official data comes in. All right, the next 12 hours is going to play out like this. We'll see temperatures staying in the 60s and 70s till we get to about the 1 o'clock time frame. We'll go into the upper 50s, mid 50s by 5 a.m. And when you wake up in the morning, temperatures again in the 40s and 50s. Some places could break record lows again tonight. Details on the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you. Day 3 of the Democratic National Convention kicks off in a few hours in Chicago. Tonight is all about the man from Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz will be making his national debut with his pitch to the American people about why he should be the next vice president. Along with formally accepting the nomination, the speech will be an opportunity for him to showcase his role as an attack dog, giving teeth to the ticket. Tonight's theme is a fight for our freedoms. This means heavy emphasis on reproductive freedom. 2024 marks the first presidential election since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Police arrest an escaped inmate just blocks away from the DNC. Officials say Joshua Zimmerman escaped from a Mississippi courthouse back in June, but last night he was found barricaded inside a Chicago restaurant. Zimmerman faces multiple charges, including murder and robbery. Former President Trump campaigned in North Carolina today, holding his first outdoor rally since the assassination attempt against him. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more on how Trump is responding to sharp criticism from the Obamas at the DNC and new security measures from the Secret Service.
Former President Trump landed in Asheboro, North Carolina Wednesday and once again rallied supporters outdoors in the open air. On stage, a clear bulletproof barrier added by the Secret Service for his first outdoor rally since the attempt on Trump's life last month.
76 days from now, we're going to win this state and we're going to win the White House.
Trump has been campaigning across the country this week with rallies in key states, while Democrats hold their national convention.
Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers.
Tuesday night, Trump's own former White House press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, criticized him. And former President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama took on Trump with direct language.
There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
On Thursday in North Carolina, Trump responded.
Did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night? Take little shots. He was taking shots at your president. And so was Michelle. You know, they always say, sure, please stick to policy, don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, these people.
North Carolina is a key swing state. Trump won it in 2016 and 2020, but a New York Times Siena College poll now shows Trump trailing Kamala Harris by 2 points. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Former President Trump travels to Arizona tomorrow with an event focused on the border, while his running mate J.D. Vance will campaign in Georgia. The majority of Gen Z voters have little trust in Congress or the presidency. A new Gallup poll surveyed nearly 4,200 people between the age of 12 and 27 years old. Among those of voting age, 53% said they trusted Congress very little, 51% said the same about the presidency, and 44% said the same about the Supreme Court. Just 20% said they had quite a lot or a great deal of trust in the Supreme Court, with even fewer expressing high levels of trust in Congress or the presidency. Coming up on First at 4, a Texas teen trekked more than 1,600 miles from his home state to the nation's capital. A look at his journey and the special cause he's raising awareness about.
And in the world of weather, the limited supply of fall-like weather, it's running out. Details in a few minutes.